Good morning to all. Today, let's discuss the rest of the topics. You can take page number 146. Let's discuss about safety at home. So, let's discuss each of the points one by one. See the first point, do not touch electrical switches with wet hands. So, you all have seen electrical switches, right? So, it is very important that you should not touch the electrical switches or electrical wires with your wet hands. What happens if you touch with your wet hands? You may get electric shock. You should not touch any electrical switches or electrical wires with your wet hands. So, you should be very careful. The second point, do not bend down from balconies. So, you can see a picture there. So, what happens when you bend down? So, sometimes accidentally you may fall and it can hurt you. So, you should not bend down from a balcony. The third point, do not play in the kitchen. So, fire can cause burn and it is not safe to play in the kitchen and it is not the place to play. The next point, move away from windows where there is strong wind. So, what does this mean? You should not be so close to a door or window. Why? Because wind can make a door or window bang shut and it can hurt you. So, you should be very careful. The next one, do not take medicines on your own. So, if you are sick, you should not take medicines on your own. You should only take medicines on the prescription of your doctor. The next point, do not cover your head with a plastic bag. So, what happens? You will get suffocated. So, you should be very careful that you should not cover your head with a plastic bag. Then, do not burn firecrackers inside the house, which is also very important. Fire causes burns and you should not burn any firecrackers inside the house. Moving to the next one, in case of a gas leak. So, what all safety measures you need to take when there is a gas leak? The household gas cylinder is very safe, but due to carelessness, a leak can occur. When gas leaks, there is a strong smell of the gas. So, learn to recognize the smell. So, gas leak can occur sometimes due to carelessness, and when there is gas leak, there will be a strong smell of the gas. So, we should take some safety measures when there is gas leak. So, let's see the points one by one. Do not switch on lights or a mobile phone. The spark produced by turning on a switch or mobile phone can light the gas and cause a fire. So, when there is gas leak, one important thing is you should not switch on lights or mobile phones because the spark can cause fire. The second point, do not light a matchstick. It will light the gas present in the room. Another important thing is at the time of gas leak, you should not light a matchstick. It will light the gas present in the room, which is dangerous. The next one, switch off the regulator of the gas cylinder. This will stop gas leak if there is a fault in the regulator. And when there is gas leak, you have to switch off the regulator so that this will stop gas leak if there is any fault in the regulator. The next one, open the doors and windows of the kitchen and then the entire house. This will allow the gas to escape. One important thing, one important safety measure that you need to do. When there is gas leak, the first thing you need to do is you have to open all the doors and windows in your home. This will allow the gas to escape. Moving to the next one, safety at road. So, let's see the points one by one. Do not play on the road. So, it is not a place to play. So, we know that on the road, vehicles are moving and it is not safe for us to play. It is not a place for us to play. So you should not play or run on the road. The second point, do not jump out of a moving vehicle. So always remember, you have to wait for the vehicle to stop. Then only you have to move out of the vehicle. So you should not jump out of a moving vehicle. You may fall and it can hurt you. The third one, cross roads only at zebra crossing when the traffic is stopped. So while you are crossing, you should always cross the road at the zebra crossing. The next one, walk on the footpath. Another important thing. So you should always walk on the footpath which is beside the road. The next one, do not put your head, hand or arms out of the window of a moving bus. Sit properly on a two-wheeler. So when you are on the vehicle, you should not put your head or your arm or your hand out of the window. And when you are traveling on a two-wheeler, you should sit properly. The next one, safety on a vehicle. So when you travel by a bus, see the first one, wait for the bus to come to a complete halt before boarding it, which means you have to wait for the bus to stop before getting into the bus. So you have to wait for the bus to stop. Halt means stop. The second one, queue up to board the bus, which means you have to maintain a queue while entering into the bus. The third point, hold the handrail while getting on and off the bus. So, handrail means it is a long piece of metal or wood which is attached where people can hold it for support. So, you all have seen that on a bus. So, you can hold that handrail while getting on and off the bus. The next point, do not put your head, hands or arms out of the window. So when you are on the bus, you should not put your head or your hands or your arms out of the window, which is not safe. The next one, do not spit or throw things from a window. So when you are traveling on a bus, you should not throw anything out of the window, or you should not spit out of the window, which are bad manners. The next one, do not eat or drink in a moving bus. Do not get down from a moving bus. Wait until the bus has come to a complete stop. What does it mean? You should not get down from a moving vehicle. You have to wait for that bus to stop. Then only you have to move out of the bus. The next one, do not board and deboard a moving bus at traffic signal, which means you should not enter or exit from a moving bus at traffic signal. The next one, get off the bus in a single file. So what does it mean? It means you have to wait for the bus to stop completely before leaving your seat. So you have to wait for the bus to stop before leaving the seat. The next important thing is you have to obey the driver. So these are the safety measures you have to take when you are traveling by a bus. Moving to the next one, worksheet, that is unit 4. So let's discuss the exercise. So let's see the first one. Study the illustration given below and explain how sea breeze is caused. So you can see the illustration. Based on this, you have to explain how sea breeze is caused. So sea breeze means the movement of air from sea to land during day. That is sea breeze. Let's explain how sea breeze is caused. During the day, the land gets heated up faster than the sea. The air above the land also gets heated. Warm air, being lighter than cold air, rises upwards. So, cool air from the sea rushes to take the place of the warm air. This movement of the air from the sea to the land during the day causes sea breeze. Hope it is clear to you. Now, let's see the second one, do as directed. So, you can see the picture of the earth. So, see the first one, draw the imaginary axis of the earth. So, you can draw an imaginary axis. Imaginary line that is moving from North Pole to South Pole, which is the axis. Then what you need to draw? Draw the arrow circling the earth to show that the earth rotates. You have to draw an arrow. You have to draw the arrow circling the earth. What does it mean? It means the earth is rotating. The third one, study the diagram and answer the questions. So let's discuss the questions. The first one, which place is closer to the sun? Place A or place B? So, which one is closer to the sun? That is place A. So, it is facing the sun and it is closer to the sun. That is the upper half. That is place A. The second question, which place A or B will receive more light and heat of the sun? So, which place will receive more light and heat? That is place A. Why? Because place A is nearer to the sun. So, that it receives more light and heat. The third one, which place A or B will be warmer? Which place will be warmer? Place A. Why? Because it is closer to the sun, so that it receives more light and heat, so that place will be hot. So, place A. Then the fourth one, which place A or B will receive less light and heat of the sun? So, which place? That is place B. So, that is the lower half. So, that is away from the sun. So, that it receives less light and heat. So, the answer is place B. See the fifth one. Which place A or B will be cooler? So, which will be cooler? Place B. Why? Because that place B is away from the sun. So, it receives less light and heat. So, that part will be cooler. So, I hope this is also clear to you. The next you have model test paper 2. So, you can do this by yourself. You can take 1 hour to complete this. So, we are done with the exercises and we are done with general science. So, I hope all the topics that we have discussed is clear to you. Thank you.